Jesus has just asked us a question. Did you hear it? Jesus has just walked by us, and we heard John the Baptist say, "Look, here is the Lamb of God." And we immediately turned and followed Jesus, but after just a few short steps, Jesus turns and asks us, "What are you looking for?" If Jesus were to really ask us that question, would it catch us off guard? I think it did for Andrew and his companion. Jesus turned to them and asked, "What are you looking for?" And how did they respond? When the Messiah, God incarnate, the anointed one, Jesus Christ himself, asked Andrew and his companion, "What are you looking for?" They gave this very silly reply. "Where are you staying?" Friends, we've had some time now in our lives to ponder what we are truly looking for. Maybe we're looking to fill a void in our heart that screams to be filled. And we attempt to fill that void with everything from adrenaline-rushing activities to relationships to careers. But the problem with these attempts is this: none of them will ultimately satisfy us. We may find a certain amount of enjoyment and even contentment in those things from this world for just a little while. But in the end, they will just leave us empty, longing for something more. When we attempt to fill the void in us with things other than God, those things become idols. All of those other things are not wrong in themselves. We are free to enjoy them in their proper place and their proper time. But anything in our lives that gets the devotion that God alone deserves becomes an idol. Even the wonderful people in our lives can become an idol. Only in an ongoing relationship with God will we find the ultimate peace, intimacy, forgiveness, and joy our hearts long for. C.S. Lewis wrote this: "If I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world." What are you looking for? Maybe we're looking for a place where we do not have to be afraid anymore. A place that no matter how we look or think or act, we will be accepted and loved for just the way we are. For just the way that God made us. We live in a world today that says it celebrates diversity. Yet sometimes I think this is only just a campaign slogan meant to lure us in, to get our vote. Then when the world has locked its cold, lifeless fingers around us, we find that is not necessarily the truth. The world separates us into bins, into neat categories based on our gender, our sexual orientation, our political beliefs, by the color of our skin, by our nationality, by our wealth, and by our religious beliefs. And once we are separated, each of us in our own small, confined bin, the world teaches us to be afraid, not to trust anyone who is just not like us. Maybe we're looking for a place where we don't have to be afraid anymore of who we are. A place where we allow our hearts and minds to accept that God also loves the diversity of life on earth. Because He created it all. Seas and rivers, winds and clouds, soil and snow and ice, trees and grasses, mountains and valleys, and birds and animals of all kinds. He made you and I just the way we are. So we should not be afraid of that diversity to which we were created. What are you looking for? Maybe we're looking for a purpose in our lives. Everyone feels a pull towards some defining purpose in their life. In fact, my ecologist friends tell me that all forms of life, all natural phenomena, have purpose. There's always movement or evolution towards some kind of outcome or fulfillment, whether it's a tree that produces a fruit or clouds that form to produce rain. But we humans become trapped in our daily activity, our plans, our goals, that our awareness of our true purpose becomes lost. I know people who are successful by any way that our world wants to define success, yet they feel hollow, empty, unfulfilled. They describe feeling off track in some way or incomplete, despite having lived a so-called successful life. Sometimes they wonder if they've been on the wrong path all along, chosen the wrong career, or maybe even the wrong life partner. Maybe, just maybe, they have not realized yet that their chosen path can be more meaningful and purposeful for them if they let it. Maybe we are looking for a place where our purpose is fully defined for us, a place where we understand our purpose in life is to know God, to point other people towards God, and to glorify God. If we can do that in our life, if we will get up every morning and say to ourselves, I want to know God, I want other people to know God, and I want to bring God glory, then I think we'll be much closer to the happiness that has eluded so many of us. We will find the satisfaction we have always wanted to have by having our priorities in order. We will find the purpose we are looking for. What are you looking for? Maybe we are looking for a place where we can love and allow ourselves to be loved. A place where we understand true love is not defined solely by having pleasurable emotions. A relationship of love is understood in our world to be one filled with affection and the pleasing emotional state of happiness. If unhappiness is present, we tell ourselves love is not with us. But we know from experience in our life, unhappiness does exist. We have to learn to understand it. Unhappiness is not the total absence of love. Unhappiness is a state where we are simply unaware that we are totally loved. We are looking for a place where we are loved and where we can learn to love fully our family, friends, our neighbors, and even our enemies. We are looking for help to define what true love is. Søren Kierkegaard, a Danish philosopher and theologian, distinguishes between the Christian definition of love and love as the world defines it. Kierkegaard notes several ways that worldly wisdom contrasts the wisdom of divine revelation. A relationship of love must include God, as God is the ultimate good of another person. Kierkegaard wrote this: worldly wisdom thinks that love is the relationship between person and person. Christianity teaches us that love is a relationship between person, God, and person, where God is the common term. God is the binding force. Kierkegaard goes on to point out that to help another human being to love God is to love another person. To be helped by another human being to love God is to be loved. Friends, what are you looking for? Are you looking to fill the void that exists at the core of your very essence? Maybe you're looking for a greater purpose, one that is not measured by worldly success alone. Maybe you're looking not to be afraid. Perhaps you're simply looking for true love, the love Jesus asks you, what are you looking for? Don't feel the need to say something silly like Andrew did. Where you stand? Instead, just listen. Jesus' answer has been consistent from the start of time. When we are lost, wandering, or wondering where to turn, we simply need to listen to Jesus. In this season after the Epiphany, where it is made known to all creation that Jesus is the Messiah, the Anointed One, God incarnate, we are given the wisdom to find what we are looking for. When Jesus says, "Come and see." We need only to follow Jesus as we open the eyes of our hearts to wisdom that is already open us. And all God's children say, Amen.